comrade leader, the other members of the platform and colleagues, Vincentians living home and abroad, and of course, others who are following this program tonight. A pleasant good night to you. I come here on the eve of the 1935 social revolution. I come here inspired by the social democrat and patriot who did not initiate the social democratic revolution, to be quite accurate, but who our history has identified as one of the outstanding leaders of the period. You see, that leader was very determined to marshal the forces to reduce the deficits left by colonialism. The deficits in health, in our education, in infrastructure, and you name it. And ever since then, we have had governments coming and continuing that tradition of fighting to remove those deficits. Governments like the People's Political Party under another titan, Ebenezer Theodore Joshua. The St. Vincent Labour Party under the leadership of Robert Milton Cato. However, for a short, for a period in our history that was quite significant after independence, we had a government led by Sir James Mitchell and his party, the New Democratic Party, who went counter to the efforts of those governments that had embarked on building the social democratic revolution. To the extent that at the end of its period in office, the NDP had reduced the magnificent efforts of those governments before in terms of the reduction of the deficits in health, in education, in infrastructural development, and we could go on and on. So that when the Unity Labour Party assumed office in 2001, it had to embark on a program of correcting these deficits. It had to embark on a program that sought to continue the social democratic revolution. And in its efforts, it had quite, and continued to have, quite a visionary leader in the person of Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves. And also the members of the team that have worked with him over the years have played a significant role in ensuring that we achieve the sort of successes that we have done. Those successes have resulted in the magnificent transformation of this Vincentian community. It is for that reason why it was very easy for me, Curtis M. King, to choose the side of the ULP to ensure that its magnificent work is continued. You see, as a patriot and Democrat myself, I could not stick around and see the result of a counter-revolution eroding all the good progress that we would have made. And that is why tonight I am here making an application to the wonderful residents of West St. George to take my application seriously and to give me the opportunity to work with this progressive party to ensure that we remain on a trajectory of progress and not reverse to that party, the NDP, whose trajectory is backwardness. I say to you that the transformation in this country, all over St. Vincent and the Grenadines, obviously is very noticeable in West St. George. Today, West St. George is one of the fastest growing in terms of population and perhaps is second to none in terms of its economic development. You see, we are witnessing right before our very eyes the emergence of a modern city in the lower end or the southern end of the constituency. We recognize also two other distinguishing features in the West St. George constituency. In the middle area of the constituency, we see before our very eyes the unfolding of a middle-income community, where this government, through its initiative, has ensured that the environment is conducive towards persons building guest houses and others using their downstairs as renting facilities for those persons who are attracted by the developments in West St. George and who want to come to West St. George either to work or to live. We see also that other distinguishing feature at the northern end of the constituency, where the potential for agricultural development, where the potential for tourism and ecotourism is very, very significant. To the extent that this government, in an orderly manner, has gone about repairing and rebuilding some important infrastructural pieces in that area. We have 3 magnificent bridges in Fenton. And those were done as a prelude to the complete resurfacing of that Fenton Road that would lead us right into Kingston, so that we have the added advantage of having a leisure drive pass and, of course, providing access to our farmers to get their produce out. And, of course, I mentioned earlier the tourism potential. But we are not yet finished. because we recognize that despite the massive and significant transformation of West St. George, there are still pockets in that community where we have challenges. And I call them challenges because unlike the other side that sees problems, we see challenges that can be surmounted. Because we also believe in our own abilities as a people. And so, where we have informal settlement, this government, in its quest to correct the deficits in housing, has embarked in the past of building close to 200 units for housing. We use the Lives to Live programs to enhance the living circumstances of others. But where the informal settlements are concerned, we do two things. One, we ensure that persons are given title to the lands that they would have been occupying for long periods so that they could be in a position to enhance their own living circumstances. That is a government of care. We also embark on programs when you are developing projects where we relocate persons to ensure that they too can live a decent human existence. You know, when we look at where this society is now, we are faced with a choice. 85 years ago, the people were faced with a choice. And today, we are faced with a similar choice. Do we provide the opportunities for us to continue on a forward trajectory? Or do we provide the opportunity for those who never believe that we are equal to others? Yes. To those who believe that somehow we were less than others? Yes. Do we provide them with the opportunity to reverse our progressive trend? I say no. I say no. So, as I come to an end, I say to you, people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, let us move forward with labor. Yes, yes, yes. Let us recognize that the trajectory is forward. Let us recognize that to go backward is not a choice now. That's right. And as far as the residents of West St. George are concerned, I say to you, do the right thing. Vote Curtis King. I thank you very much.
Register and vote. Vote in Labour. Labour is better. To make us stronger, we need your support. Vote in Labour. Labour forever.
Thank you very much, Curtis.